This kid's fire.
What's that? What's that, brother? What's that? What's that, brother? Brother, what's that, brother? What's that? What's that, brother? Brother, what's that? What's that, brother? What's that? What's that, brother? Brother, what's that, brother? What's that? What's that, brother? Brother,
Yes, people, welcome back to another stream. Sorry I'm late, man. I was on Sam's channel. He was crying because he wanted me to talk about City, but kind of pointless anyway because I said about two things and then just dips. But yeah, anyway, big up to you guys. Smash these likes up, people, if you've not done so already, man. 300 people in the building already. Bit of news coming out on Grealish, which seemed pretty mad the way that's ending, lads. I can't lie. And what's going on with the right back? Are we going in for Livramento? Are we going for anyone? Is the question. Make sure you guys are smashing this like, so make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel as well if you do. Also, yeah, let me know when you see the Portugal confirmed team, because if Costa's playing, I'm going to do a watch along. I don't know if I'm going to do one if Costa's not playing, so let me know later on. Teams should be out like in the next 20 minutes. Yeah, that Bellingham glaze on that last channel was crazy as well, Matt Facts. Anyway, Pulpy, what you saying? You good?
I'm good, man. You? Yeah. It's hard work, mate. This transfer stuff going on, right?
How are you feeling about this White, mate?
I'm checked out of it all, mate. I'm just like
checked out. I'm buzzing.
No, I was until this Reinders stuff came. You know, it's just been rumours for weeks, and it's just like now something's happening. When I spoke with Daps yesterday, I think it was.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're expecting something to happen in the next day or so because obviously the timescale says so. And then there you go. There's your news. Done. Add Milan's pants down for a right fee. And then off we pop on to the next one. It's just mint, isn't it?
Mate, 46 million quid is ridiculous.
Yeah, add him off there, aren't you? Add him off.
Ridiculous. Like I watched him a few times in May for AC Milan. And I would advise you guys, well, not advise you because no one's going to do it, but like the game that he played against Inter Milan in the Coppa Italia semi-final, bro, that's not a 46 million pound player there. I'm looking at a 65, 70 million pound midfielder there every single day of the week. And we've managed to get this guy for 46 million. Nah, that is crazy work, mate. I can't lie.
It's one of them, innit, where when you look at what we paid for Alvarez and what sort of value he was, it's that sort of thing, innit? What we paid for Alvarez, like 20-something million.
I think it was like, I don't know if it was less than that. I think it was about 18.
What was it? It weren't a lot. It's one of them deals where you think, how have we got away with paying that for this?
Yeah.
And he's sort of like coming into his prime, innit?
And he's got 5 years left on his contract as well. It's not even like, we got him because his contract was running out. Like, yeah, we got Alvarez for 21 million euros.
Yeah.
So, yeah, about 17, 18 million quid.
You just think, fucking hell. The thing is, though, everyone looks at it. Everyone looks at things like that and go, oh, my God, how they got another one. The Rhinos will be another one. And he sees, Nori will be another one. How have they managed to have him away at that price? And everyone else is getting a pants pulled down for mediocre players.
Yeah. No, it's crazy, man. Yeah, Hugo Viana's doing well, mate. He's looking good, isn't it? He's looking good, mate.
How much of this do you think is actually Viana? And do you think it's all himself, or maybe just a sprinklings of Tiki on top?
No, I think this is Viana.
Do you think so?
Yeah, and the way I'm approaching this window is that it is Viana. I think this is Viana. I think he's doing it, and I think Tiki's probably just going to help out where Viana needs it. But in my head, yeah, the way I'm approaching this as a fan is that everything that goes on this summer, whether it's good or bad, is Viana. I've got to say, so
it has to be. It has to be Viana doing this. Has to be Viana doing this, and then Tiki just obviously because I think it's probably the necessity of the window being 10 days open. That you need just somebody else there. If you're doing 3 deals in 10 days, you need someone, don't you? So
yeah, and it's the outgoings as well, bro. We need to get rid of about 5-6 players. And some of these players are on big money. Bernardo Silva, 300 grand a week. Grealish, 300 grand a week. Gundogan, 200 grand a week, whatever. Like these players here that we need to get rid of.
The players then maybe he's just been said, you just see these out on your way out.
Potentially. Yeah, potentially. I don't know, man. But like, I'm just impressed with the way that we're approaching it. Like, it seems to be very. Like, we're just speaking then on Sam's channel about the Arsenal, and the way I look at Arsenal is like I'm looking at Arsenal's transfer window so far, and I get that the window's only been open 5 days, but bear in mind that they signed nobody in January, and the narrative that Arsenal fans were running with from January is that they didn't sign anyone because they've got all the targets lined up for the summer, and now they've still not signed anyone, right? Yeah. So as I was just saying then, like I feel that we're acting like we got all our targets done, and now we're just firing off like bang, bang, bang. You know what I mean?
The work's been done on it. The work's been done. Identified the players. It would have been done in January. Say, right, these are the ones we want for the summer. Let's put it into place so that we get all our ducks in order, do all our research, understand what his market value is. Just basically go in with a receipt, mate, and say, look, this is it. This is what we think he's worth. Here's the money, sort of like, and just deal with it and move on.
And you know what this means, yeah. This is why, like, when I say stuff like, "Oh, we need to be getting these players in the first couple of days of the window," and you see people saying that's not realistic. Yes, it is. It is realistic. Why is it not?
It can be done.
Of course, it can be done. If you do the work before the window opens, so you speak to the club, you get the fee agreed, you get the stuff arranged, you can have a deal done within the first day.
Even United have managed it, and they're in absolute shambles.
Even United have managed it. You know what I mean? And this is like why I look at this Viana guy and thinking, so far so good. I like the signings that we made in January. Yeah, I like that work, and now I'm liking the work that we're signing now. And it seems to be getting deals done quickly, and doesn't seem to be overpaying for these players as well. Which I'm not really that asked too much about overpaying, but obviously if you overpay too much, then you might not be able to go and get that 5th player or that 6th player or whatever the case may be. So I think Viana, his talent ID is looking good. Not that it's too difficult. When you're looking for a top class midfielder, you go and get the midfielder of the year from Serie A. Like obviously not too difficult, but like he's obviously the right profile. Like Nunes was a good midfielder, but didn't fit us at all. It was a complete waste of time. Whereas Reinders looks to me like he's going to fit us. Yeah, Nori looks like a top signing. That looks like it's progressing. Cherki, I reckon we might get the here we go on that in the next. Probably not today now. Maybe it's a little bit too late. But maybe
both of them will be done before Sunday. Is it the Sunday the 10th? Is it? When's the 10th?
When's the 10th? The 10th Tuesday.
Tuesday. They'll be done. They'll probably be done on that Monday. They'll be wrapped up and done. Purely because they play games them days, don't they? So they'll be done before that.
Yeah.
They've got international fixes, haven't they, that week on the 10th, I think. I think potentially all 3 of them have. Reiners is done, but the other 2 have.
Yeah. No, but it's just like I just like the way we're moving, man. We seem to be moving with such clear direction and assertiveness, man. It's just like
efficiency. It's just absolute efficiency. Identify targets. I want these players. This is how much you think he's worth. Put the bid in. No dancing about. I know people moan about pay the fee. Look, if City can negotiate a fee down from 75 million to 46, let them do it. Because look what they've just done. It pays off in the end because those 2-3 millions that you pinch here and there, somebody's salary for the year, some other stuff. Yeah, you just got to get shit done and do it right.
This is a good point. As much as we just say pay the fee, you do have to negotiate. Otherwise, you just end up paying whatever.
Do what United do and just pay whatever it takes.
Yeah,
don't walk away and don't be seen to walk away because. Think about it, if you're a team like Milan who actually probably need the money, they need that money to tick over because there's not much money in Italy anymore. They might have said to City, look, we want 70 million. I said, look, don't take the piss. We know what he's worth. We know what we're willing to pay. This is what we're willing to pay. So you won't let us walk away or what? And I think City have got that sort of reputation that they will walk away. They've walked away from massive deals. It's all there to be seen. And there's probably loads of deals we've walked away that we'll never even heard of.
Walk
away, just a slick business operation. Just we'll just move on.
Yeah, there'll be loads of deals.
So these clubs will be like, we'll take the money while it's there because they will move on to somebody else, and they have done.
Yeah. No, facts. I smashed these likes up, chat. What you making this Gibbs White thing? Because you was at a Gibbs White. Have you?
Yeah. I've been getting tagged in tweets left, right, and centre, to be fair.
No
And every show I've
way.
been on, it's like, Morgan gives white. It's one of them, right? You know what I mean? I can stand here with my hand on my heart and say, I fought a good fight for Gibbs White. I was one of his only people out there fighting it. And if it isn't to happen and we get Reinders and move on, I'm not gutted. I just think he would have been a good player.
Do you think we'll go back for him next year? Because I think Kovacic is going to stay because he's injured. And our homegrown thing looking sketchy. It wouldn't surprise me, if next year we let Kovacic go and then we went, because he's only got 1 year after his contract next year. So you probably get him for 40 mil.
Yeah. I don't get why I'm taking the L. It's not like we signed him and he's been shit. We're just not getting him and we're moving on. I'm not sad. Take the L. I'm not sad. He's a good player, but if we hadn't have signed anybody, I'd have been pissed off. But I'm happy to see Reinders coming in, and you know what I mean. I'm not going to be sitting here criticizing it.
Do you think we've got enough?
Pardon?
Do you think we've got enough in that midfield, or do you think we need one more?
I think it'll just be if we get Cherki in and Nori. I think anything after that, or the fullback, should I say, as well, another fullback on the right. Anything after that will be 1 in, 1 out. It'll be that now for 2-3 years. 1 in, 1 out. So we need to shift players on. We can't commit to any more players while we've got 8 that need to go. So it'll be 1 in, 1 out.
Yeah, I agree. I think what's going to happen, I think we'll get these 3 players in. Reinders, Cherki, and Nori. I think all 3 of them get done before the Club World Cup. And I think they need to get done before the Club World Cup. And I think then when the next window opens, I think we might spend like a week or so doing outgoings. Yeah. And then
I think there'll be outgoings up until the end of the window, mate. Until
what now? Even this one?
No, till the end of November, end of August. There'll be outgoings even to the end of loans, players out. See how people start pre-season off, and then it's gonna be a weird time, man, because we've not really had. It's hard to see players leave when they're your favourites, I guess. You know what I mean? But it's like these legends, sort of players are more than just favourites, aren't they? They've won shit. They've won a lot.
They're legends. Some of these are legends.
That's what I mean, yeah, so it's going to be difficult. But also with that, it's like the king is dead, long live the king, man. New players are coming in. And when you see the players that we're signing, we're going out getting big hitters, ready-made, plug and plays. Yeah.
No projects.
Yeah, plug and play is what you need. Just put them straight in.
Yeah.
Somebody like Reinders won't take long to adapt because he's been playing at a high standard for a long time and he's young and he's adaptable. You can just see that in him.
That's why I think that, like, for me, I'm not expecting Reinders to need too much time. I think he'll just come straight into the team and just I think he'll hit the ground running, man, the type of player he is. And then, Cherki's going to come in and be mega. I think the signings we're making it a class, and, it will, and as well, the wage bill's going to drop massively as well. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what we do.
I don't read too much in the wage bill thing, mate, because it'll drop. But if these 3 players fly, then wages will go up and more. You know what I mean? Eventually, it'll go back up to what it was, and we'll be in the same situation again. So I don't read much into the wages. It's always going to be up at its ceiling. We'll always pay a lot of money. We're not nicking players decent for cheap transfers and paying them 30 quid a week. You know what I mean? We're not having it that way. We're not that lucky. Eventually, the wages will catch up to what they were for other players. Because if you imagine if Reinders has 2 good years and he's absolutely flying, City are going to tie him down to a new contract again. That's going to be 250, 300 grand a week, and there's your Bernardo Silva wages back in the team somewhere else. You know what I mean? The same with Cherki. Cherki's going to be coming in on, going to be on 150, I bet, any 200.
Yeah, I think Cherki will be on. Apparently, Reinders is only on 125.
Yeah, but he's got. It's one of them. If you come in and you do well, City will give you a new. If he does it a flying 18 months and he's hit the ball at the ground running, he'll go up to 250. In 5 years, 250. Bosh, they are tied up for the next. We've had him for 7 years, and that's kind of what we do in it. 7, 8, 9, 10 years.
Yeah,
that's how it works.
Yeah, no facts. Oh, Cade, is that confirmed? Is Costa playing in goal for Portugal or not? Let me know, bro. Shout out to Silver says Simmons is the alternative to Cherki. Get this, bro. There's no alternative. I think Cherki's pretty much done, bro. To be honest with you, I think Cherki will be. I think we'll get the here we go on that probably tomorrow or the day after. I think that's pretty much done. I don't think we're at a Cherki alternative now unless we blow this. And I don't think they will. I don't think we can afford to, given that Virtus is going Liverpool. So, no, I don't think there is, bro. Don't worry, man. I don't think we're getting Simmons. It's Cherki, bro.
If Reinders has been done, Cherki will be done as well. Probably tomorrow, probably the day after. That'll be through. And then I know it'll be a couple of days after that, if it's not the other way around. It's whatever works best for them around the national teams. I do know national teams don't like fucking about with medicals for domestic club stuff. They just don't. They don't like entertain it, do they? Most national teams, especially I reckon France is probably one of the most harsh. They won't let you dip away for it. It's you dialed in. You might get a couple of hours at an evening, and that's when you can sort your personal shit out. But until then, you're here to work basically.
Yeah, and it's pretty mad that Cherki's first call up for France, he needs to knock on the manager's door and be like, "Yo, sorry, can I dip off?"
Yeah,
I know this is the first time you've ever picked me. Yeah, exactly.
Out.
Do you mind if I have an extra extended break? Sorry, mate.
About those holidays.
yeah, but I don't know, man. I think he has done pretty quickly. Listen, I want to speak about this this Grealish thing as well. Big up Denton as well, man. Big up to you, bro. I come on, bro, every day, man. Big up for the gifted. W's in the chat, people. W's in the chat. Have you seen that Grealish isn't even got? People are like, I don't know why people are surprised. I'm surprised, bro. Jack Grealish is not being taken to the Club World Cup. I'm surprised at that, mate. I'll be real with you because I didn't expect him to play much there, but not to even travel. Not to even travel. I am quite surprised at that.
What is his World Cup squad?
I imagine 20, 24, 25. I don't know.
If that to me is not going means he's already got something planned to leave, and it's kind of playing that would jeopardize his preseason somewhere else. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. If he's got a transfer lined up and he wants, and the club have said to him, if you're coming to us and we're not going to have much preseason ourselves, the last thing we want you to be doing is playing as a bit part playing a Club World Cup, and City probably agreed to let him go. And I've said to him, look, for the benefit, if he goes to the World Cup and gets injured for 6 months,
yeah, I hear it.
It's not good for us financially, but it's also not going to be good. You know what I mean?
So, what you think he's already got a team agreed?
Yeah, I think he's probably already arranged to go.
Where do you reckon he's going?
I wouldn't know, mate. I wouldn't even know where.
Do you reckon there's anything in that United thing? Richard Keys on beIN Sports said he heard that it was an already agreed deal. Do you reckon he go United?
I think he could go United. It's not like it's weird. He could go United, but it's a downgrade, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much everywhere's a downgrade, isn't it? But it's just
but in terms of going to United, he can go to Spurs. That's a downgrade.
Right, yeah, I hear what you mean.
Standard football.
Playing, Champions League.
Is it worth the hassle?
Yeah.
Is it worth the grief for him? I don't think he probably is. I think he probably feels something for City rather than go and play for United. You're looking at someone, I don't know, Newcastle maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Just don't know.
I definitely think there's teams in England that he could go to that he'd help. Maybe not. Maybe not get
more. Maybe.
Villa fans hate him. I don't know why.
They say that, but they wouldn't be where they are now if it weren't for Grealish. And Villa have got to sell players, man. They've got to make some money back.
Yeah.
So a year's loan back to Villa. Because they've got Asensio and Rashford going back, haven't they?
Yeah.
So there is spots at Villa.
It says here that Jack Grealish remains a hugely popular figure with the Manchester City coaching staff, his teammates, and those behind the scenes. Should Jack Grealish move this summer, he will do so with the blessing and respects and best wishes of Manchester City. So
that makes sense. Everyone thinks that. Everyone knows he's a nice bloke, right? Yeah. There's a shitload for charity and all the other people there. He just, you know what I mean? He's kind of the sort of thing you'd expect a guy who just loves football just to be. The money to him is just nothing. It's more about he just loves football and being around football and being a nice bloke who's also a bit of a shop shagger, isn't
he? Yeah, exactly. I don't know, man. It probably is PR. It might be PR. Who knows, right? But obviously, because City are not going to put out a story and say, "Oh, he's been doing this, isn't it?" It's like, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, we need him gone, mate. Respectfully, we need this guy out the club because he's on £300,000 a week and he never plays, mate. So he's got to go. So whether he goes on loan, which he probably will be, or whether he goes somewhere else, I don't know. But he has to go, mate. He does. But he's on £300,000 a week. It's ridiculous, and he never plays. And he's not even getting picked for the squad anymore, which is wild, man. But that is a crazy situation. Someone just said, it was super chat actually. Big up Sam says, someone on Blue Moon said something major has gone off, and when it comes out, people will change their mind on him. I don't know what's going on. I literally have no people asking me like I know. I don't fucking know. I don't work for the club. I have no idea what's going on. I've told you my theory plenty of times. I think something's gone on around Christmas time. Because if you look at the dates, if you look at his minutes, he was playing minutes before Christmas. Yeah, he wasn't playing every game, wasn't starting every game, but he was playing. He was coming off the bench, starting a couple of games, and as soon as you get to Christmas, bang, never in the team. So my theory, it's just a theory. I'm not saying I know anything. I don't know anything. I think something's gone on at Christmas time, whether he's had an argument, whether he's turned up late for training. I have no idea. But I think something happened probably at Christmas time, and Pep's gone, nah, you're done. You're finished.
It could be that he's not done something like super bad that it's a crime, you know what I mean? It's just probably something's happened, it's gone out the wrong way.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think so.
On a personal level, nobody's pissed off of him, but on a professional level, there's just a line been drawn in the sand, and he's just crossed it. There's no way back. Cancelo never came back.
Yeah, but this is why I don't think, like, people are saying, oh, there's been a bust up. I don't think there's been a bust up, because if there was a bust up, Pep would have got rid of this guy in January on loan. City would have just said, we'll pay all your wages. You just go somewhere, we'll pay your wages. We want you gone. And that's exactly what they did with Cancelo. Yeah. Cancelo and Pep had a bust up. That was a bust up. Yeah. And City were like, you're gone. See you later. Bye-bye. Yeah. You go Bayern Munich. Obviously easier to shift as well because Cancelo's a better player than Grealish. But like, see you later. Done. Out the club. But Pep still took this guy in the matchday squads. He still took him to away games. He still took him to all these. So I don't think there's any sort of personal beef or vendetta or argument or whatever between Pep and Grealish. I just think something's happened and Pep's just like, nah. Now, what that is, who knows? Will it ever come out? Probably. Maybe it will. Yeah, at some point. Maybe, you know, some of these things take a couple of years. The Sterling one took years. Sterling had an argument with Pep. Yeah, that guy on Reddit, Jeremy Parnaby or whatever he's called, he said, he's had a bust up. Yeah, I got told actually at the time that he had a bust up. Yeah, a lot of people said, no, he's not. People are just making up rumours. You know what people do. Because they don't believe anything negative ever happens at a football club. And then Martin Perrinal confirmed in his book that indeed Sterling did have a bust up with Pep Guardiola, and that's why he left. And that's why, I mean, again, you have to put two and two together. When Sterling left, he didn't thank Pep Guardiola in his Instagram statement. He thanked everybody else apart from Pep Guardiola. So obviously something had happened. But yeah, so I don't think anything major's gone on in terms of like a bust up or argument or whatever. I just think it's something's gone on and it is what it is. But to be honest with you, I think he was going to leave this summer regardless, because even before Christmas, he wasn't exactly tearing up trees, was he?
No.
So I think this season he was always going to leave. It was a make or break season. And to be honest with you, he was cooked as soon as he got that first injury. He did everything he needed to do at the start of the season, and he was just fucked after that. I think maybe that's where, if you're Grealish, you say to yourself, "What more have I got to do, man? How unlucky am I?" And there's a standard drop off, and then it's a case of, can you get it back? Maybe he did a little bit, but sometimes Pep might have not appreciated it, and it's not showing it enough consistently in training. And it's just where, man, sometimes people's standards just drop, whether it be an injury, whether it be a life situation, just don't know. And you know what Pep's like with his high standards? He might have said, you know what, mate, love you to pieces, but you just don't bring enough to me anymore. And that's sad as it is, but it's professional. Just got to move on with it, man. Yeah, no, facts. Let's see what you guys are saying. Big up Heisenberg, my favourite waffle at LB. Big up, come on, man. Is it Pep's fault we've not seen the best of Grealish, or is it his fault for not being at the race in his position? I think it's Grealish's fault, mate, to be honest with you. Like, at the end of the day, other players have performed out of position. Delph performed at left back. Zinchenko performed at left back. Nunes is performing at right back. Nunes performed at left wing. Yeah, I ain't blaming Pep for this, mate. Like, I think it's a Grealish thing personally, but yeah, everyone's got their own opinions. Costa is in the lineup. Right, Sam, we will do the watch along then. 8 o'clock, so we've got an hour, and then we'll do the watch along on the second channel. Bill Danny says, I'll bet a lot of money that Grealish situation has been linked with him going out, getting pissed over Christmas. Maybe, I don't know. I think something's gone on at Christmas time, bro. But we'll find out, man. It always comes out. The truth always comes out in the end, innit? I think it's more Grealish than Pep, says Faisal. Yeah, it's a lot, man. If you're blaming Pep, you have an agenda, seriously. Yeah, I agree, man, personally. But, well, I don't know if it's an agenda, but yeah, I don't think it's a Pep issue. I really don't. Player accountability comes first. When you have the greatest manager of all time, you have to adapt to him, not the other way around. Yeah, facts. You know what it is as well? I see this a lot, and I bet you've seen this on Twitter. It's like the facts is like people sometimes act like football's a normal job, and it's not. It's not. It's a very, very privileged job to have these days because of the money that's involved. Yeah, and like, I see people saying, oh, he's only gone out for a couple of drinks, or he's only gone out for a meal, or he's only gone out and done this. He's allowed to do this. No, he is. He is. But at the same time, you're a professional footballer playing for one of the most elite level football clubs, and you've not tore up trees in the previous 3 years. Like treble year, you was good, but it wasn't amazing, was it? Let's be honest. And so I feel like sometimes people have to dial it in a little bit and be like, you know what I mean? This is why for me, I think it probably is in. And to be fair to the guy, I do think last summer he did do that. I do think he locked in. Yeah, I mean, you've seen it in pre-season. He was right on it. It was one of our best players. But I think that injury cooked him, and I think since that injury, then he was done, man. So yeah, it's crazy how it's ending, and I don't know where he's going to go. Is he going to go United? Is he going to go Spurs? Is he going to stay in England? He might not even stay in England. There was a rumor saying he might go Napoli with Kevin De Bruyne. I don't know where he's going to go, man. But yeah, his time is done. He's dusted. He's not even going to be in the Club World Cup squad, and that's crazy.
One thing for me is, mate, I know he gets a lot of shit, but people talk about it like he's the first person that's ever done this, gone out on the piss. You know what I mean? It's just not. It'll be happening every week at every club. Just so happens Grealish is so high profile that he's playing for Man City. He's won a treble that. You know what I mean? Even if he walked outside of his shoelace and done, you'd see it about the moves. You know what I mean? It's just some players can get away with it, some players can't. And the day if Grealish went out getting pissed like George Best and was absolutely tearing it to pieces on the pitch again, nobody would say a word either. You know what I mean? It just so happens that he's not been playing well, and amplifies a bit more the fact that he's got a bit of a lifestyle and he's a bit of a jackal lad, isn't he? He's just a geezer, you know?
No, I agree.
And to be fair, he has won shit, you know, and sometimes it's a case of professionally you might think to yourself, you know what, mate, I don't know how much more I can give here. Look what I've won. Look how much I'm earning. You know, there's no harm in that.
It's a mentality thing, Pulpy. It's a mentality thing. This is why the best players in the world are players that have done it year in, year out, year out, year in, year out, relentless. Yeah, this is why Messi is, in my opinion,
I'm Ronaldo. Them two are just a disgrace, isn't it?
Yeah, there's every single year deliver. Yeah, never have a year off. Relentless. Yeah, like look at Ronaldo. Yeah, I'm not Ronaldo's biggest fan. Yeah, to be honest with you. And to be honest, I don't think he's anywhere near Messi, yeah, as a footballer, in my personal opinion. However, look at the way that this guy trains. Look at the way that he eats. Look at the way that he doesn't go out drinking all the time. Look at the way that he respects the sport and respects his profession. And that is why he scored all the goals. And that's why he's got the big money. And that's why he's doing what he's doing. Yeah, Salah the same. Salah exactly the same, man. Salah the same, bro. Yeah, look at Salah. Yeah. And you know, this is what makes these players great. Look at Modric. Modric at Real Madrid, still balling out at 37 years old. Yeah, this is why these players are world class. You can't just be world class if you do it 1 year. Yeah, world class is every year deliver. Maybe you could have one bad year in 5, or maybe even one bad year in 6 or 7. Yeah, but you deliver every single year, man, and that's what makes world class players world class. That's why Kevin De Bruyne was up there, David Silva, Aguero, Haaland, and all that. You know, it's constant.
Grealish falls into that sort of enigma category where he'll always be talked about as somebody that never got the best out of his potential. Just that sort of player, innit? You know, he had everything he needs to be. He just dropped off and didn't do it consistently enough or long enough.
Yeah, but funny enough, yeah, and on a completely different scale, I think Rooney falls into that bracket, and that's a credit to Rooney, not a negative.
He'll have a taste of that, won't he? Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you understand what I'm saying, that's not a negative on Rooney, that's a positive. I think Rooney could have been up there as like maybe not Ronaldo level.
He wasn't. That was that season where he was on their level.
Well, yeah, they was. The part of this guy Rooney should have, I think, achieved more in his career, scored more goals in his career, and been better than he was in his career. Yeah, that's not a negative. If you're looking at the negatives, you're getting it twisted. It's a positive, yeah, because he was so talented. But that guy, bro, I remember the pictures of this guy on a yacht, yeah, smoking cigarettes, Stella.
He says it himself, doesn't he? He says he used to put on 2 stone over the summer and just come back and he used to live it lives, didn't he?
It's the Ricky Hatton syndrome, man. You know what I mean? 6 months a year, training, eating right, you know, looking good. And then that's what Paddy the Baddy's doing as well, isn't it? Maybe I don't know if the guy drinks or whatever, but that guy trains mad, yeah, for the UFC. And then as soon as the UFC's done, he's out there. And,
bender,
you know, that doesn't suit. Yeah, but that doesn't suit longevity in sport.
No.
Because you
especially
can't
football
especially not football. No, because it's too your body, you need to let your body recover, especially when we're playing now 50, 60, 70 games. And these games are high pressure. You know what the Premier League's like? You can't afford to lose a game nowadays. You lose a game and that can literally be the league. Like we're
You
getting
could get away with
95.
it playing somewhere like Portsmouth, couldn't you? Like Paul Merson used to do.
Yeah,
You know
of
what I
course
mean?
you could.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
but like when you're going for league titles year in, year out, and you try to get, and it's more difficult now as well because the higher the points tally goes to win the Premier League, the more pressure on it. Yeah, 20 years ago when you got like 75 points or whatever, it wasn't as bad. But now you need to get 90 points. Like you lose a game, yeah, that could literally be your season over because it like that's literally is. How many games did we lose in the Centurions year? 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. Liverpool got 99 points, 98 points, so didn't win the league or whatever it was. Yeah, crazy work, mate. Like this is the thing. Like football, it's such an elite sport, and you've got to treat it right. And that's why, like, you go credit to these guys, credit to people like James Milner and that. You know what I'm saying? Who again is, just cooking, playing football till he's 36, 37. Gareth Barry, another one. But listen, for me, yeah, I'm on this with Grealish. I'm like, big up for the treble year. Yeah, I do think he gets a little bit cooked for the treble year. I don't think he was amazing in the treble year, but I do think he gets disrespected in the treble year. I think he was a good player for us. Yeah, he was our 5th most played player. And I do think people try and underplay his role in that team.
It's easy target, isn't it?
It's an easy target. And I don't know why, because, we can sit here and say 3 out of his 4 years were poor. Yeah, that's easy to say. Yeah. But other than that, yeah, it's not really worked out. And see what happens, see where he goes.
People will always go off the stats and how and what the drama and stuff, but end of the day, that year we won the treble, everything had to be right, and it's not just the 90 minutes on the pitch, man. Every time you play, it still levels in training, the consistency, the fact that he played most games, didn't he? That running, that takes some doing, to be on it and be up for it every time and be available and affect games the way he did. That takes something more than just turn up for training. You know what I mean? He's got to have been on it. Because who was he up against that year to play on the wing?
No one.
Was just him straight on the left?
It was Mahrez and Bernardo on the right, and was that the year that we used Palmer on the left?
And a bit of Foden right here and there.
Yeah, Foden. So he didn't really have any competition.
But you know what I mean? You still got a bit of point where you have to be your very best in training because otherwise.
Yeah, no, he was good. He was.
You know what I mean? So it's not just in play. I'm saying there's more to. He was on it. He must have been on it professionally, the best he'll ever be for that season.
Yeah, but dialogue, that's another extreme. See, we're doing the extremisms again. The extremists are coming out. Yeah, you got extremists that say single-handedly delivered us the treble, which is bullshit, as you rightly say. That is bullshit. But then you get extremists who say he was fucking shit and we could have won the league. We could have won the treble with 10 men. Like, he was a good player in the treble year that played a lot. He was our 5th most played player. He was a good player and he performed well. That's it. Done. Anything else for me, and it's just like you're being a bit extreme, lads.
People have to appreciate the fact that he changed his game, man, just to suit for Pep. He could have come in here, done what he did at Villa, be a bit of a maverick as a 10 and have a shot from out 25 yards, 30 yards. And he didn't score that many and he didn't assist that much, but he could have been that sort of player. But he kind of chucked his own career in just to get the best out of it for that it's like a 2-year period at City. So you've got to appreciate that too. He's changed what he's done as a player just to basically do what he did for Pep.
Yeah, here's a question for you then. So if he goes, which obviously he is going, do we need another winger? Do we need another attacker? Are you happy with what we've got?
You know what, mate? I wouldn't even know where to start there. Do we need another left winger? You're looking Marmoush is going to play most games out there, I'd imagine. And if not, then I don't even know.
I don't think we do.
Doku can play out there, and we've got Marmoush, and for me, that's enough.
You got Bob. Yeah. People try to say that the club's going to...
Cherki can play out there if he needs to.
Bob apparently might be getting loaned out. What?
I heard that last week.
What? Loaning Bob out? If we loan, by the way, if we loan Bob out and get rid of Grealish, then 100 million% we need to sign another player. You agree with that, though, yeah?
Yeah.
We can't be getting rid of Grealish and Bob.
Yeah, I think it comes more down to Bob is what do they value is the best approach to get him playing again. If he only plays, let's say he stays and he makes 4 appearances before Christmas, is that good for him getting back to match fitness? It's probably not, is it? But if he can go and play somewhere and make 26 appearances before Christmas, a lesser stand-up will get his match fitness up, get him tuned up, and then come back at Christmas to the club and say, right, now you're ready to go. Let you have there. I think it's what's more beneficial for him in terms of his career and getting fit than being a better part of playing, does training. He needs games, man. He's lost
No,
a year.
I hear that, but I think there's plenty of games to go around, Pulpy. Yeah, like if you think about the Carabao Cup, right? The Carabao Cup, he can play in all those games. It might just be one because we usually get knocked out in the first leg, but he can play in all those. Yeah, Champions League before Christmas, you have one.
Yeah, you know what Pep's like? Pep won't make them changes just to put people in who rotate. He won't do that.
He did last year against like Sparta Prague and that, didn't he?
I think next year business is business now. I don't think he will do it. So I think on that, if you're looking at it without you're taking out all the sort of like disappointment that one of your young players might go on loan, I think it probably is best for him to go out and get match fit. If you can't get the Woods, if you can play 25 games at another club and just let's say I don't know, Brentford are getting rid of Mbemo, right? They need someone in their team. They're a decent attacking team. If he went to Brentford and played 18 Premier League games before, or let's say 14 starts, a couple of solo appearances, something like that, where he can get some game time at a decent standard, that would suit us better than him being a better part player and getting Carabao Cup games and the occasional Champions League dead rubbers. You know what I mean?
Well, this is what he said. Oscar Bobb is determined to stay at Man City despite the possibility of limited game time. He said, everybody wants to play regular every week. I wouldn't have said I wanted to stay at Manchester City if I didn't think it was possible. So it doesn't sound like he wants to leave.
I know, but all due respect to Bob, tough shit. You get told what you're doing, mate, and that's what's happening, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't think he should leave. I think that's a mistake.
I don't know. I don't think he should. But what I'm saying, I think for a short-term gain for him will be a long-term play for us. Let's say you stay at the City, right, and he needed that game time, and let's imagine Cherki hits the ground running, and you've got Foden back on form, and you've got Marmoush hitting the ground running, and Doku or Savio is flying, and he's a little bit behind them because he's not match fit. Where's he going to get game time?
Okay, so that's one. Yeah, but I don't think Savio and Doku respectfully.
We don't know, do we? We don't know, but there's a good chance that of those five, two might be flying.
No, I hear it, but if I was Bob, and again with respect, yeah, I'm just talking. If I was Bob, yeah, if I was Bob, I'd look at Savio and Doku and go, I'm better than both of you. Yeah, and I'll prove that real quick. And I think he will. I think he will prove it real quick because I think he is better than them two personally, and I think he'll back himself.
I want him to stay. I'd love him to stay, but I don't know why people are saying that I'm the Eagle or something. That's mad.
What?
Someone said I was like Eagle TV. I come out and talking all the bollocks.
Huh?
What's he called? The Arsenal guy. Lee's mate, the one who Lee hates the most. I think he's a fucking weirdo.
Eagle?
Yeah.
What did someone say?
I'm the Eagle of fucking City. Eagle, yeah. That's harsh.
Oh, this one, Pulpy is the Eagle of City fans. No,
I'll just pack up my shit and fuck off, me. I'm not like, you know.
No, we get cooked, man. It's alive.
No, what I'm saying is, right, would I want Oscar Bobb to leave on loan? No. Do I heck? However, if short-term gain is for him to go out and play some football where he can't get it at us and he comes back in 6 months' time and he's flying, then what's wrong with that?
No, I get it. I get what you're saying. What you're saying. And he might listen, City might say do that. I'm saying I think Bobby's better than Doku and Savio personally. That's my opinion. Not everybody agrees with that. Cool, yeah. Do you agree with that or no?
I think he's better than Doku.
Not sure on Savio.
I think Savio's got a higher skill ceiling than them all.
Okay, that's fair.
I generally think that those three, and it's not much different than Doku from the Savio and Bob. We haven't seen enough of Bob, whereas Savio got in the La Liga team of the season, right? You know what I mean? He's shown what he's capable of there at a shit team. So
yeah, no, it'd be interesting, Matt. The problem with Bob is like he's been out so long. Like he's been out longer than Rodri, really. Do you know what I'm saying? And like that can take a while. For me, is he actually back now? Is he fit now or no? What's the current? I think he is, isn't it? Because he's with the Norwegian national team. I think he is fit. If he is fit, yeah, I'd be playing him in the Club World Cup, mate. I get
if he doesn't play in that Club World Cup, mate, then I imagine what we've just talked there about is probably going to happen now. He's going to go out on loan because City don't seem as match fit, you know.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, bro, yeah, is that like, you know how we were just talking about that? If in that Club World Cup he's looking miles off it, maybe I might change my mind in it and be like, you know what, this guy's miles off the pace. Like maybe it is best to do a little loan deal or whatever. And maybe you could do a 6-month loan deal, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying, to Christmas somewhere. Just say, off you go, mate. Just play some games.
Yeah, you could potentially do like a 6-month loan deal, but I think this Club World Cup will decide it. I think he needs to play in the Club World Cup and be given some serious minutes and that. But yeah, it's an interesting one. Anyway, let's do these chats and then we'll come to the right back situation because this is an interesting topic as well. But yes, guys, smash these likes up if you've not done so already. Reinder's brother is a right back. Let's go get him. Oh, that Elanio guy. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, Elanio Reinders. That's crazy. I didn't know his dad. Did you know his dad played football, bro?
I saw your thing before. Doesn't surprise me nowadays, mate.
Yeah.
Somewhat. A lot of people have like some football heritage, don't they? Somewhere. A lot of players.
Yeah.
It's unusual that they don't have some kind of draw to football nowadays somewhere in their family tree somewhere.
Yeah. No, fairs. Shout out to Tinsay says need 115 gal bottle next week. Oh, gallon. What we don't do gallons in this country, bro. I'd be confused there. Need 115 gallon bottle next week to collect the tears. Why? Do you think it's next week? Yeah. You got some ITK information, Tinsay? Oh, come on, bro. DM me, bro.
I saw something. I can't really tweet this today. I saw someone like. Imagine if we won the Club World Cup and then got the 115 charges and found guilty straight away.
Yeah, no, that'd be wild. Yeah, and then we got we was wearing the Club World Cup badge in
League One.
That'd be wild, because apparently you get to wear it for 5 years.
Yeah.
So that is actually just a madness, really. Yeah, that is crazy, man. But that article did you see that article that guy wrote? It was an opinion piece, so you can't take it with too much. But that article by that guy who works for the Telegraph said that he reckons City are going to get not guilty.
Oh, they're all starting to rattle, aren't they? They're coming out with the when City are found not guilty, blah blah blah. Oliver Holt had one, didn't he? Jason Burt had one. I saw Sam Lee having a go at someone, didn't he? And
did you see that?
Yeah.
How funny was that, bro? I was dying me watching.
That's a boomer. That's a boomer getting called out. He didn't like it.
Well. No, that is actually wild. Well. Guy lost his shit over someone saying, well. That is actually mad. Well. So Strudel, come on, man. Oh, that is mad. How are you getting rattled by someone saying, well? That is actually insane. If Jack Grealish performs like this at United, you would cook him. So why are we having at City end of flop worst Anthony?
End of flop worst Anthony. That is a honking take.
What does that mean? He's worse. Are you saying he's worse than Anthony? He wasn't worse than Anthony.
He's not worse than Anthony. Come on.
He's not worse than Anthony, bro. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
He's not worse than Anthony. No way. No chance I'm having that. No way he's worse than Anthony, bro. But I think he has been. I think he is a flop, man. I'll be real with you. 100 million quid. Yeah, it's like I know people say, "Well, you can't be a flop if you won the treble." I get what you're saying, but like 100 million quid, one good year in 4, he probably is a little bit. You know what I mean? Like he is a flop. But at the same time, if you told me before the window, before we bought him, you're going to spend 100 million. He's only going to have one good year in 4, but we're going to win the treble.
Yeah.
And people will be like, "Yeah, but you could have done that if you bought a left winger, maybe." But you'll never know. You'll never know that. There's no guarantee. So, yeah, but it is, bro. It is. I can't lie. And big up Jack as well, man, for becoming a channel member, mate. Big up to you, bro. I appreciate it. Links in description and pinned comment. If no one's a member, wants to join, get yourself on it. Right back situation, bro. What's your theory of what's going on? Did you see my tweet about my theory about Livramento? Let me bring it up. I don't know if you've seen it.
I don't think I did, mate, to be fair. I've been busy today, so I've not seen much.
Right. This is my theory. Right, let me put it on screen and give me your thoughts on my theory. So, obviously, this was yesterday. I tweeted. In fact, this was 2 days ago. I tweeted this. Yeah, I don't think we're getting Morgan Gibbs White. So now that's 70 million saved. So we're not getting Gibbs White. That's basically been confirmed. Yeah. We were in for Verts at 100 million. Now we're getting Cherki at 35, 65 million saved. I'm convinced we're going to launch a huge bid for Livramento. Obviously, Newcastle are putting out the stuff in the press saying that they don't want to sell him. They're going to rebuff all offers and all that kind of shit. What do you think's happening here? Like, what do you think the strategy is from City? Do you think we need a right back? Or are you happy with Rico and Nunes? Like, what? No,
we need one. Look, when City signed, was it Kyle Walker for 50 million? Was it 2017? 18? Yep. 2018 was it?
17, I think it was.
17? Yeah. Everyone was like, fucking hell, 50 million for a right back. That's a lot of money, that. Jeez.
We got cooked. Yeah.
We what?
We got cooked when
we did get cooked. Yeah. But look how it worked out. City got 9 years out of him, was it?
Uh,
As the best right back in the world at one point.
8, I think.
And if you average out what they paid for him over them years, it's 5 million a year. So if you look at inflation and what that's done now, and you get in Livramento, who's going to be probably England's number 1 or second choice right back for the next decade.
He's a lifer.
He's 22. So if you sign
him,
I
started using that word in my vocabulary, bro.
A lifer.
Yeah.
So if you get 10 years out of him, let's say that City go mad and say, you know what, you're not for sale, but here's 100 million, right? It's probably not going to be that, but let's say it's 100 million just for the sake of maths. City having for 10 years, 10 million a year, and you've got somebody who's going to be consistently good and you can play right back, left back at the highest level internationally for that money for 10 years of service. Come on. You know what I mean? It's you'd say, you know what? If in that 10 years you win 4 Premier League titles and maybe a Champions League and 2 FA Cups and 7 semi-finals of Champions League, you know what I mean? For 100 million quid for that and whatever the wages are on top, whatever he earns, good luck to him.
Yeah.
You can't say no to that.
I hear it. I don't think they go to 100, but I definitely think they.
No, I was just saying that purely for the 10 million a year.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, no, I think, bro, I think we'd pay 80 million. Maybe
I think 80
85.
is what they'd say. 80. They bought him for 40. He's got two years left, does he?
3 years.
So he's coming to his 3rd year.
Yeah.
They bought him for 40. So that's what's he worth 16 on the balance sheet now, is he?
Probably something like that.
24 or something. I've always said of all the players that all the players that they can afford to lose purely based on how you can replace them in their squad. You're not replacing Isak. He's going to be a £200 million sign for someone. You're not going to want to see Tonali go. Bruno obviously isn't going away as a captain. You know, Gordon, would he go anywhere? I don't think he would now, purely the fact that Newcastle in the Champions League. So who else is left? I think Livramento, if you want to bring in some mad money, gives them more spending power, then he's replaceable.
It's one of them, in it, for Newcastle, where they don't want to be seen. They're trying to make that jump from a club that has acquired a load of mint players, has got Champions League, and then buy players on top of it and become a Premier League challenging side and a Champions League challenging side. But also, they've also got players that, you know, are very, very attractive to clubs that are doing it right now and can guarantee. We could guarantee Livramento we're in a title race next year. We can guarantee Livramento that we're going to try and win that Champions League. Newcastle,
as a football project, there's nothing better, is there? To be fair, you know, there might be other similar projects in the world, but in England, you'd argue that probably only Chelsea is the only decent football project behind City, because what they're building is a bit mad in it.
Project-wise, yeah.
You wouldn't go Arsenal, would you? Let's be honest.
And this is one of the problems that I have with Livramento. It's not even Newcastle. It's because I think Newcastle would sell him at the right price. Yeah, I think they would. I think 80 million. I think they would sell him. My problem's not even that. My problem is, does Livramento even want to leave? Because, bro, he would.
Look who would he have grown up watching? He's 22 now, so he'd have probably caught a bit of Gary Neville. He's probably watched Karl Walker dominate English football for 10 years. You know, and he's probably seen Trent and seen Reece James maybe and thinking he's better than them in terms of what a traditional right back is. He's not a Trent, is he? We know that, but in terms of your old school right back who can play right back solid and go up and down.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be thinking, where would you, as a professional in the next 5 to 10 years of your career, where would you probably best be? He's obviously been at Chelsea Academy, so he's of good pedigree. So it's like, where can you get the best out of his career? Newcastle aren't going to be winning Premier League titles in the next 5 to 10 years, I don't think. So I don't think for them to win the Premier League title in 5 to 10 years, a lot's got to go right for them, and an awful lot's got to go wrong for other teams. They might get close, they might become third, you know, get a close that gap, fifth, third, fourth, that sort of stuff. But realistically, there's teams ahead of those. They've got to close that gap, and I don't think you can do that overnight. So, I just think for him professionally, why would you not want to go City? We're the new sort of like what Man United were 15 years ago, where you just can't seem to turn down. And I imagine Liverpool are on that same thing too, but they just gone and signed Frimpong rank, so he's not going to go in there. So you got to think, as a professional, where's your next level? You might be at the 4th best team, 3rd best team in England, right now. But what's the next level from that? If Newcastle aren't getting there, then who is? It's City, right?
Yeah, I'm convinced that after the Club World Cup, we're going to go and send some big cash for him, big cash, and maybe because I just think it's a bit of a coincidence that soon as the news like dropped about Wirtz not coming to City, the news about Wesley died.
Yeah,
and now it's Livramento again, and it's kind of like, well, that makes sense because the money that we had for Wirtz is now there for somebody else. So why would you sign Wesley, or you might as well get Livramento? You know what I mean?
Do you think you could tempt Newcastle into taking McAtee?
Yeah, I think you could. I think McAtee could go there, and
I think he goes straight in their team. Who's their right wingers? Jacob Murphy.
Yeah, Murphy's done really well, but
you think about long term,
definitely compete. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, 100%, and he could play in a midfield 3 as well.
If you're losing a right back and you can replace a right back, let's be honest, they're one of the most easily replaceable. Anyone can get a half decent right back from anywhere, especially when you're a team that doesn't really have it. If you're a team like Newcastle don't really have an identity like City do with the way they play, when Liverpool have flying fullbacks, most other teams just what they call default right backs, don't they? So you can kind of get away with just bringing in another version of him, a bit younger.
That's why I think that like they would sell.
Yeah,
because I'm not being funny, but anyone telling me that like, oh, you can't sell Livramento, it'll destroy the team, like, that's just not true. Say it about Tonali, say it about Bruno, say it about Isak, 100% agree. But bro, you can replace a right back easy. You know what I mean? And then if they get
sent, Champions League as well, they could pick somebody. They could. We can take him for a lot of money. And look, I don't know if any Newcastle fans will watch this, but I'm not being a wanker about it. It's just there's a food chain, man. It just is. There's a food chain in football, and it just happens. Look at Real Madrid and Barcelona at the top of the food chain.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Real Madrid just poached Trent Alexander-Arnold
on a free.
You know what I mean? So there you go. So it happens. It happens. It's just life, man. It's a food chain to football.
Nah, it's crazy, man. I smash these likes up, people, if you've not done so already. For people asking me, the watch-along is going ahead for Germany versus Portugal. Second channel. Costa is in goal for Portugal, so we'll be watching him. Diaz is also playing at centre-back, and Bernardo Silva's also playing. And that Trincao guy, who we've been linked with quite a few times, remember him, Trincao? He's also playing.
I can't get away with the fact that the season he had for Wolves, man. He was shit.
Bro, I don't even remember him playing for Wolves.
That's the thing, yeah. He come from Barcelona, didn't he? And I was like, Trincao, I remember seeing him play at Barcelona. What did he play under Enrique?
Bro, I don't even know who he is, me. I'm
sure he played under Enrique.
Yeah, I never even knew who he was until about a month ago or 2 months ago when we started getting linked to him. I was like, who the fuck is this?
He was like the next one down after Pedri. Not Pedri, what's he called? Pedro. It was
Pedro.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, I don't even know who he is, me. Right, but yeah, we've been linked with him, but most of the people in the chat say he's shit, like he's a proper mid player, so I don't know. People keep on saying...
Is that me, are you?
Me.
All right.
My internet's been playing up recently. Isn't this game on Friday? This Norway-Italy game, or no? I swear it's on Friday. Yeah, it's Friday, so I don't know what's going on there. But, yeah, all right then. Cool. Well, I need to go because I need to eat some food before the stream, bro. But you happy with the rumored transfers? Because I think if we land our targets here, 8 Nori, Cherki, Reinders, and Livramento, if we get those 4 and then like replace the goalkeeper or whatever, I think that's very, very good, bro. I think that's a very good window.
Yeah, and then you add maybe 1 or 2 after that one once 3 or 4 have left. The window is good at incomings, but it's also going to be very, very good at getting players out as well. That'll show where we are as a club in terms of cutting or pulling off the plaster, man, and getting rid of players that we just know aren't good enough anymore. That'll be a massive part of it too. I think it's also important to say we might be getting, we've got Reinders in, Cherki's coming, like Nori. Just be a bit patient that these guys might not feature as much in the World Cup as you think.
Do you reckon?
They're not going to play every game. We're not going to walk away with a Club World Cup. You know what I mean? I'd expect you'll probably see quite a similar team to what you saw finish the season, barring the fact that Kovacic can't play and De Bruyne's gone. Most of that is probably going to still be quite similar.
Yeah, no, I do hear it. Yeah, All right.
Yeah.
Right, sweet. We'll go over to the second channel. I won't be live now. I'm going to get you some food and I'll be live in about 15, 20 minutes. The game kicks off in 25 minutes, man. So, yeah, Costa watch. Is this going to be our new goalkeeper? We will see. Let's pray for no bozos. Let's see what Diaz is saying. Bernardo Silva's saying. Sane's played as well on the rival team. Obviously, former City player as well. But, yeah, I don't know what you guys said about Rodrigo. I don't know what the Rodrigo news is. I don't know what that is. I'm sure it's the same thing as this morning. The Twitch streamers. The Twitch streamers, all right. But yeah, all right, big up to Pulpy, man. Big up to you guys in the chat. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.